We've seen how to do push navigation, how to do modal navigation, and how to create this list of posts from an array using objects. Let's start with the new exercise. We are going to write the description and try to solve this, all right? So the first point is that we have to display a list of posts in the screen from an array, okay? So each post will contain the user image, the user name, a date, a text, and an image. When the user taps on a username or image, a view will be pushed showing the user profile, okay? Very basic view, just an image and a name. And then when the user taps in the image of the post, a modal will appear, showing the image at its full size, all right? You can see here in this image what we are going to do, okay? We are going to show just 3 fake posts, and then when we click in the profile image or name, we are going to push a very simple view, and then if we click or tap in the post image, we are going to show it in a modal view, all right? So you can hear the images for this example if you want to download it, or you can just download your own images, all right? So yeah, let's go to our Xcode project. We have created a new project, so we already imported the images that I assigned these names. User 1, 2, or 3 for the user profile image, and then these 3 are the posts images, okay? So first of all, I want to define the content that I'm going to show, all right? So I'm going to create a post object that will contain the info that we need to show. So this will contain user image name, a user name, the date as a string, just we are not going to calculate anything here. Then the text of the post, and then the image name of the post. So as you can see here, this is specific user info, okay? So instead of having 2 properties here, I'm going to create another object here. So I'm going to define user. I will put this here. I will remove user for my property because we are already in the user object, okay? So of course the name and the image name are going to be for the user. So here I can declare a user property that will be user type, okay? So next step is to define the array of posts that we are going to show. We can get this here from the exercise. We are going to show these 3 posts, okay? We can just declare this here as a computed, well, no, it's not a computed variable, it's just an array. It's going to be always the same, so we don't need to use the state. We can put this here, but it's not necessary because this info is not going to change, okay? So we have some errors here. Yeah, we need to put this in order because the init will take the first and then the second property in the automatically created initializer that we have here, okay? Everything should be in order and have obviously the same name for the properties. Okay, so we have defined the list of posts that we are going to show, so let's just build our UI, okay? So this will be inside a list that will we show from this array, so we will use for each. So we are going to use indexes, so we are going to go through numbers from 0 to post count, Okay, so this command here will go through 0 and post count, but we will exclude the last value. So in this case, we are going to go through 0, 1, and 2. Okay. Then we have the content here with the index we are going to use. We can call it index. Then last step, we are going to define here the ID. We will explain in next articles why we should put this here and how we can avoid it. Okay, for now, just use this as a default value and it will be fine. So here we are going to build our post, okay? But instead of having everything in the same place here in the body, I'm going to create a function that will return a post view, okay? So it will take the index, that will be an integer, and then it will return some view. So yeah, here we can put something to remove the error, and then here we are going to call the post view and send the index. Okay, so this for each will be executed 3 times in our case because we have 3 posts. So this block of code will be executed 3 times. All right, so that will call the post view and then it will return or show in the screen every post view that we include in this array. So what we need to show here, we need to show the user image, the username, and the date. Okay, so that's distributed in a horizontal distribution. Okay, if you see here the example, we have these 3 elements in horizontal distribution. So we are going to use an H stack. So the image that we will use will be the posts index user image name. Okay, we can access to everything using a dot. But then we are going to resize because, as you can see, this is taking the whole screen. So we will mark this as resizable. So from here we can define the frame. Otherwise we wouldn't be able. So 32 and 32 is fine. As you can see, the images are a bit stretched. So we are going to define first the aspect ratio. So it should fill. Then we will apply a corner radius. And this should be at least half of the size of the frame, okay, in order to have circle images. As you can see, this list is applying some style. We have different options here. We can change the list style. I think plain will remove this. Or we can just use a scroll view. In this example, this is not important because we are not going to show thousands of items or hundreds of items. So for these 3 static items, just a scroll view, it's fine. When we show thousands or hundreds of items where the memory could be affected here, then we will use list, but we will explain this in other articles, don't worry about that. All right, so we are going to continue defining the top of the post. Then will be the text that we will access the same post index user name. Then we can apply a font here like headline. And then the date. This is in the post, it's not in the user, so we'll access directly here, posts index date. Okay, And then as you can see, everything is together here in the center. So we are going to add some space. So we have user info at the left and then the date at the right. And also for the date, we are going to apply a font and a color. So it looks better. Then for the whole content or for the whole post content, we'll apply a padding in order to put some separation to the border of the device. So we have the top of the post, then we will show the text. This is outside the H stack because this is not part of the top. So here we are going to show posts index text. And then we're going to show the image. So the image, as we did with the user image, we'll just use the name, but this time from the post. But then we have to resize this aspect ratio fill so it looks correct, and then the frame. In this case, we are going to define only the 8. Sorry, this is not I, it's index. And a corner radius, like 20. Okay, so we define here only the 8 because this is going to take the whole width automatically because they are big images. And then the corner radius, as you can see, it's like cropping the image. Okay, we can crop this in different ways, but since we need or we want a corner radius, yeah, this is also cropping the image to give that shape. All right, so we have the first part of our project or our example. So we are going to start with the navigation. We will start with the easiest one, which is tapping the image and open a sheet modal view, okay? So first of all, we need to detect that the user tapped in the image. So we will do that with a button where we have the action here and then we have the label. The label will be our image. So we just converted our image in a button. As you can see, if you click, it's reacting. All right. So what do we need to do here in our action? We need to say that we want to show that specific image. Okay, this is the name of the image we want to show. So let's go to define first our modal view. Our modal view will be defined here in the root normally, and we are going to use this init, which is the one that takes two parameters, is presented and the content. So is presented is a variable that we should declare here, that it will be a boolean, is image presented, it will start at false, and then this is a binding variable, so we'll need to use the dollar symbol. And why is this a binding? Because when we show an image, the user can dismiss the view just dragging that modal to the bottom. So that modal or that view is going to change our state bar here. So the content is just the view that we want to show. We can just say it's an image, okay, that we will use the name. So how do we know the image name that we want to use here? Because we have access to the image name here, but this is a function where we have access to the index that we are tapping, okay? The problem here is that we are in the body, so we don't have any reference to the image that the user tapped. So we will create another state variable that it's a selected image, and it will be a string, and this will start empty. Okay, so here when we want to show an image, we will use selected image, because this selected image will be set here. So the selected image, only one image will be selected at the same time, will be posts index image name. So we set the image name, we say that we want to present our modal, and then this block will be executed. In the moment this is true, this is going to be executed, and at this point selected image is already assigned, or the value is assigned to the image that we want to show. Okay, so yeah, this should work, but we have an issue here. Okay, and the first time it won't work. If we refresh again, like if we do a change and we refresh the preview, the first time it won't work. This is something related with SwiftUI. You don't need to worry about this right now. The way to solve this is just to add here your variable, and that's it. Once it's reloaded, this works again. Okay, then yeah, we will do in next articles, we will try to avoid to use this, because we need two variables for the same thing. So in other advanced articles, or not that advanced, but we will use only one object or only one variable in order to show a modal. That will be easier, because having two variables to do the same thing is not, it's never a good idea. So yeah, if you want to solve that, you just need to add this here, and yeah, you will understand in next episodes why is this. So the last step here is solving the problem that not all the image is appearing here. So we will resize our image and say that the aspect ratio should be fit. So it will fit the screen. All the content will be inside the screen. Okay. Yeah, this is what I meant before. The user can dismiss the view. We are not dismissing this view in the code, and the user is doing this action. So doing this action will change is presented to false. All right. And last step, just to make it a bit better, is to put this inside a separated view. Okay, so if we want to present the same thing in other screens, we can reuse this subview we are going to create right now. So instead of having this, that it's 3 lines of code, we can create our image viewer screen and then pass the selected image. This doesn't exist, so we are going to create it right now. We can create a new file, a Swift file or SwiftUI file, as you like. We are going to call this image viewer screen. And then we will create the view. This is just a SwiftUI view, as we have here content view. Okay, so we should do the same. This is a view type, or a view object, so it will need the body, and then in the body we can put our content. So here we don't have access to selected image because this variable is from the other screen. So we will need to define here the image name that we are going to show. And then this is the parameter that we set here. Okay, so every time we want to show an image full screen from any point of the code, we just use this image viewer screen. So it should work exactly the same. All right, so let's go to the last part, which is the push navigation. This is when we tap the user image or the username. Okay, so this is going to push a new view from the right. Push navigation is different because we need a navigation stack, because all the pushed screen are going to be inside this navigation stack. Okay, so we need to wrap all content inside this element, which is navigation stack. So this is like the manager of our navigation. When you see the back button or a navigation title or some items, this is managed by navigation stack. And then new views will be pushed inside here. So let's say the root view of our navigation stack, or the main view of our navigation stack, will be everything we put here. In this case, our scroll view with our posts. And then when we click or we tap in the user info, we will push a new view. So how do we do that? We need to put wherever we want to tap to do this in a navigation link. Okay, so you can create this navigation link here where you have this init that contains the destination and the label. And as you can see, this is very similar to a button. It's basically it's a button that is connected with our navigation stack. Okay, so it will automatically add to our navigation stack everything we put here in the destination block. Okay, so our destination could be any view like this, and then the label is going to be this user info. So as you can see, nothing changed, but we are pushing a new view. So instead of having this text, we are going to have our own view. So we are going to do the same as we did here. We are going to create a custom Swift UI view. You can select this Swift UI view. You will have already created some of the content. So this is going to be user profile screen. As you can see, most of the things are created. So here we are going to show in a vertical stack, we're going to show the info a bit different, but it's just for an example. So an image that will show the user image. So we have the same issue here as in the image viewer. We don't have access to the user here. We are in another screen, so we don't know who the user is. So we are going to define here a constant. This can be a variable, a state variable, or just a constant. We'll use constant because it's more efficient, but for now, for these examples, it's completely okay. So this is a user, okay? And then we have access to user image name. We are going to resize this. We are going to set a frame, which is a width and a height of, 100. And then a corner radius of half of that. And then the aspect ratio, which is going to be fill. And then we are going to show the name in a text, user.name, and this is going to be a large title, just for example. So as you can see here, we have a preview. So this preview is showing the content in our preview screen. So as we included this parameter, then this init obviously needs that parameter. So we will include this, and we can just include some fake user like me, and then user1, because this is in the assets. All right, this is how it will look when we use this screen injecting our user. Okay, so we can replace this text with a user profile screen, and then the user will be the user we are loading in this post view function. Okay, posts index.user. We just send the whole user. We can send only the name and the image instead of sending the model, but yeah, we will talk about that topic in next articles. So now every time I tap on the profile, it will load a different view. So as you can see here, the back button is managed by the navigation stack automatically. I don't need to set or to configure this navigation button. And I could define a title for this screen, like navigation title here, like profile. So when I tap, I have a navigation title. So this is it. We've seen how to do push navigation, how to do modal navigation, and how to create this list of posts from an array using objects. Okay, so I hope it helped to you, and goodbye.